Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Just want to start off with the dollar. Nothing much to report. It did come down today, and it retraced back up into resistance. But as we talked about on the daily, it's poised to move up, and that downfall was a bullish retracement back into support. So it bounced here, bounced again. Look for a flat top break, as it wants to move into previous lows on a weekly chart. So it's got a lot of resistance on the way up, but it looks like the daily is poised to move forward. So we'll see what happens. Just because it's crossing the 34 doesn't mean it's going to hold. They fall apart a lot. But right now on the daily, it's got support underneath it, and a flat top break could easily put it into previous lows. S&P took a downfall today. There's a daily chart. Here on a daily, we are seeing a cross below the 34, making a double top as it tried to get past the 34 on the top, and broke down, bullish or bearish retraced back into resistance, and now it's coming down. So we got a short, little higher lows right there holding it up on a daily. On a weekly, we got support on the way down. It's bouncing for the week off of the 13. It's below the 8 right now, but we got some support on the way down upwards of 2,000. So we'll see what happens. I think these are bearish moves because this is on a top. This is a heavy top. S&P is very heavy on the top. If those same moves were done at the bottom, I would say they're bullish. But still, on a monthly, we're holding it up. We're above all lines of support. So we'll see what happens. We need to close on a weekly basis below our lower high. So there you go. We're there now. See if it wants to drop. Let's look at a 5-hour. How that bounced pretty nicely, making the higher low. So that has to break down to be any significance for the longer term charts, as the weekly still prices riding support still. So Dow did the same thing. It broke below and closed near its support line. 180 points today. But there's a 5-hour. Here's a daily. You can see on a daily, same as the S&P, as it crossed, bearish retraced, and is likely to move down, as momentum is going to carry on the downside. Weekly, I don't think that we're quite ready to call this bearish yet, but it's right there, as any close below the 34 on the Dow and the S&P could mean bad weather ahead here. So daily looks bearish. 5-hour bounced pretty hard, broke down, and you can call that how it closed on the 5-hour. You can see how it broke below support lines and bearish retraced back into resistance. So we'll see what happens tomorrow morning, how we open up on the Dow. Might become crumbling down. Let's see what happens. But long term, I don't think that we're below the lower highs yet. We're almost there. For the month, it looks pretty bad. Looks like we are below our lower highs. See if we can close the week out. But as you can see on a monthly, we have all our lines of support coming down. And just look for this previous low break. Look for breaks below support lines, which is approximately 50% of this candle. Look for a break below 50% of that candle, and then a final line of support for the trend is at 17. So we got a ways to go for a monthly chart to start moving down, but if we can close in the next couple weeks below that lower high, this is going to become a whipsaw, and we'll see what happens. Crude is on its way up, nearing 50, which is the previous high. Nothing's changed. We're bullish off of this double bottom, coming across the 34, bullish retracing, and flat top break just on Monday. Nasdaq's coming down. These are bearish moves into support or into resistance and backing off. Doesn't look good for the Nasdaq, as all of these indices are top heavy. And all the news about Apple having gains the other day, I don't know. We'll have to see Apple, because I know it was looking pretty bad. Nasdaq on a monthly is so far closing below the 8 and 13. Look out below as the previous lows are broken on the downside. We got let's see, we got long wicks to take care of on the way down, but let's see if we can get past 41.50 first. It's a long way down for these. Let's see what happens. Gold doing its thing. It's bullish moves. That yesterday was a bullish move. Looks like an inverted hammer right off of support, right? As it goes up and retraces all the way back in to support. That's daily on gold. 5-hour chart, you can see it's primed and ready to make a move, and as we speak, it's got some nice, might be moving across the trend line while we're doing a video. That would be pretty nice. Production value. Silver, same thing. It is, you can see the bullish move, right, off of this short-term trend line, and then it just retraces all the way back into support. Those are bullish moves. We got higher lows on gold, or silver. Higher low. Went across. Bullish retraced all the way back into support, and now it wants to double top break at 1729, 1730. And let's see if we can get above for the week 1750. And if we can do that, we can consolidate above our trend line and move forward. But right now it looks like it's got some action. GDX, lots of conversation on the comment section about GDX. Here we have the daily. As I mentioned before, that W pattern right over support, and now it's breaking previous highs. Wanting to break all-time highs at 2607 and a half, approximately. 2610. So it's almost there. on a daily chart. On a weekly chart, you can see how it just needed a couple weeks. I figured these things were going to be retracing for because this right here was a bearish piercing, as it gapped up and pierced back in to the previous candle. But it didn't want to do that. It opened up the next week, did a double bottom, and here we are, breaking above 2580, would break previous highs, all-time highs again at 26. So yes, this could have been a hanging man, but right off of support, making a double bottom, this is going to be taken out. It looks like, and it's just a 1, 2, and a bust. It's going to break out again. Seems that way. Monthly, let's see where we're at. On these next runs, make sure you check your monthlies. If you got price below the 34 on monthlies when this next run comes, try to pick ones that are above the 34 already. Just saying that for higher probability moves. Let's just check. I think gold. Let's check gold on a monthly. Monthly gold. See how on a monthly this thing has bullish retraced, moved forward, consolidated. Look for previous high breaks. On a monthly, you're likely to get a move that is measured by the low and the high. So if you got your calculators, 1050 to 1260 and a move forward. That is a monthly chart measured move. Some of these are below the 34. Not saying it won't cross above, but the ones that are below need to move across and consolidate above the 34 on a monthly chart. So you might be, you might get bigger runs if the monthly price is above the 34 and has consolidated and wants to move higher. Neither one would be a bad choice, but we'll see. GDXJ looks even better, as it's already taken out the previous highs, which is awesome. Just check a monthly, see how this looks as it's going to move. It's ready. Look at that. That's nice. Previous high at 45.80. Next stop. See what happens. Then you got 60, and then you got 70. Easy. What a great show. Some of these nugget that got beaten up and are ready, and it's doing the same thing as GDX and GDXJ, the W, right off the daily. Breaking previous highs. Once you break previous highs, let the price come back into your support, and that's your best buy. Unless this really takes off. Please confirm your trades, because they can just come right back into the patterns. Make sure I don't know your tolerance. Maybe a 60-minute close above breakout. Maybe you need a daily. These larger issues, I would 3 to 5% above breakout levels, using any kind of support on the way down. See if you can get a price closer into support as 3 to 5% comes back in as a bullish retracement. Similar to ASM, I have free shares in this. bought way back in here. Oh, I can't remember. Anyways, so we got a pattern here, and it busted out, and it is bullish retracing back into support right there. Came all the way down, and now we're at support. So use your previous highs as support. Watch for these bullish retracements after the breakout. Happens a lot, and you can get better prices when you buy into support. GDXJ Nugget. Again, this is a monster. Let's look at the weekly. Just a huge. Look at the previous high break at 120. We got $10 off. It's doing the same thing as GDXJ, and the rest of them. This is all of them are in sync. They are moving very nicely. The consolidation was very short. I figured it was going to take all month long, but look at a monthly. Hang on a second. All right, so here's my quote tracker. Here's Nugget, and you can see. I need to backfill this. You can see on a monthly how this has a lot of room to grow underneath that 34. So a lot of potential on Nugget once it breaks previous highs. I want to show you something else. Here on EGO, you can see the price on a monthly moving in to the 34 monthly, where you can see on a weekly it's being stopped out, which is previous lows. So my point is, on this next move, try to pick some that are already moved across the 34 or has great potential like Nugget to get to that 34. Otherwise, you might be holding on for a while, as it has to move on a monthly above resistance. Let me see if I can find another one. Here on USLV, you can see the potential to get up to the resistance after it breaks previous highs. Buying it to support, I don't know if it's going to get down there, but lots of potential, at least a double. A lot of these look very healthy. Let's see, you can see on the junior nugget how previous highs are looking pretty easy to break here shortly. And I don't have a 34 SMA on the monthly because this is a newer issue. It hasn't had time to. But potentially 50% of this long green candle, potentially up to this meeting line. I mean, these things are monsters. Looks like a previous high break. Yeah, you got at least a double in the long term here. Looks great. AG didn't want to waste any time across that monthly, as it is on fire still, and it did one of the 1-2 punches. Very nice. One thing I want to let you be aware of is this Cliffs CLF. I got shooken out somewhere along these ranges and wish that I didn't, because it went up another 50%. But right now on CLF, it has retraced all the way back into the previous pattern and is bouncing so far this week. I would say get above the gap and using the 8, any closes above the 8 on this thing on a weekly chart would be a nice opportunity, I think. But be careful, as it could fall apart, and it is not above support on a monthly yet. So take an eye on that. It retraced all the way back, 100% of its move, 100% plus. But see if I can find another one. Here's AAU. Look at on a weekly how this thing is primed to break previous highs as a flat top break comes in, and on a monthly it is consolidated above the 34, making this one of the ones that I would keep an eye on for previous high breaks, as it's coming off a double bottom, breaking previous highs here shortly. I already did it once, and if we look on a daily, maybe we can see that bullish retracement back into support. We got to close on a weekly above, what is that, 127. It's right there. Anyways, it's breaking above the 34 trend on a monthly. Anything above the daily, weekly breakouts, look for volume. Looks pretty nice on the way up. Let's see if I can find another. Here's CDE. Looks nice. It's been running for a long time. It's on fire, but it is above 34 on a monthly. So any flat top breaks could be a nice position to take. Change this to weekly. So far this week we're putting in a reversal bar, but this reversal bar didn't take hold either. So let's see, staying above our support, looking for a previous top break, as the monthly looks beautiful for a nice move up into previous lows. See if I can find another one. This AGQ is I think a very nice chart. Lots of potential here. You can see my OBV consolidation and a break. I'm using this IFT inverse transfer, Fisher inverse transfer RSI, where anything above the negative 0.5 is, you want to be above negative 0.05 on that. But this long-term chart, you can see from the previous low into this wave, you can see how it is ready to move up. Any previous high breaks could get you above 50 into previous lows, which is right around 55. So you can catch free shares off of $10, but I think this has a long ways to go. Once it breaks above 50, consolidates and moves forward, I think you're looking at a 3-bagger, 3 times the double as it gets above and into previous lows on a long-term chart. Something you want to grab at the bottom as it's making its churn across. It already, on a weekly, already went across 34, bullish retraced, flat top breaks, and that long-term trend line marks the wave change as it broke above and has bullish retraced into that support, that long-term candle or long-term trend line. So you see the potential on some of these is quite large. PSLV, same thing. Look for previous high breaks. As a break across the 34 could get you to previous lows into 750. So you got $1 if you want to get some free trades on a swing. Let's see. I think that's about it for any good ones. Examples. AUI. See how it is running into resistance on the monthly. Not saying it won't get above that 34, but when it does, it looks like potentially previous lows into the 7s, 6.5, 7. See how we are running into resistance here at the 5 o'clock hour. We got to get above that 34. Could see 6 on the median line on a monthly, and then onwards to 650 on previous lows. But it looks like it wants to go higher. It's going to break these previous lows and hit the next previous lows if it breaks. Possibly a weekly close above our previous high. Hasn't closed above on a daily yet. So see what happens. It's having some trouble. It did have a nice start this week, but it's having trouble getting past that 5. Let's see. Here we go on NGD. On a monthly, any kind of previous high breaks, it is already above the 34 and is poised to move higher. So we'll see what happens. This previous high break is going to get us past these previous lows and onwards right there, onwards to 550 first stop, just under 6 on the second, and ultimately it'd be nice to get right there at around 650. But potentially if it get a previous high break after a retrace already back into the 34, wants to move higher in an instant. Pretty nice moves. They're all doing the same thing. That's why I want to do an extra look-see, because everything across the sector that is in sync is going to move together. And so see where we can come out at the other end here. Looks like NWM wants to move higher as well. It's already broke previous highs and it's closed on a weekly so far. So on a daily it's closed once or twice. Let's see. Yeah, twice above. Might hit a few whipsaws, maybe come back down into support, but you can see that W on the daily. Boom. Gapped right over the top. Here's one that just consolidated for a large amount of time and just made a flat top break. Pretty nice. And a monthly is poised to come across into the 34 area, as this is just starting to move. Something to look at. Potential. Let's see, as the weekly, you can see it more clear. The break, flat top break. Pretty nice. Got previous highs, but after that it looks pretty nice. Right around 5. 5 is the major. So let's see. Look for any previous high breaks on this one, as TRX, which is Jim Sinclair's little baby, I believe, is poised to move higher. Its potential is at the resistance 120. So nice. Any previous high breaks could get you a double. Don't know how long that would take, but any previous high breaks on this could be pretty nice, I think. So keep an eye on that. The first break was awesome. Wish I would have had that one. I saw it too, and I was messing around with something else. Too many moves out there. Wish I had $1 million. Let's see. Anything else? Same thing on SLV, as it's going to want to shoot across any previous high breaks on SLV. 17 will push you into 18 no problem as the previous lows. But you can see it's below the 34. What on this next moves, try to get one that is already consolidated above the 34. That way you're above major resistance on a monthly. But a lot of these are really looking good. Let's see if I missed anything. It looks like gold kind of got knocked back in the last 15 minutes or so. But I'll be watching this the rest of the night as it wants to break above that downward trend line. Hopefully we can get above 1290 next couple days, which is not a problem. Silver, same thing. Looks like on a 5 hour, the 8 and the 13 across in the 34, poised to break and move onward. 1743, it looks like. Look for a break above. We're coming off higher lows. We are above. We got plenty of support. We're going to corkscrew inside of here until we want to break. So keep an eye on that. That's all I got today. Hopefully you'll grab some nice runners this next time around. I just my opinion is to grab some of them that are going to make newer highs that have already consolidated over the 34 monthly. Not that the other ones won't be good, just I think that those will be better. Anyways, thanks for comments, thanks for sharing. Please donate if you can off my channel, little PayPal button, and get yourself a Bitgold account, as your purchasing power might be dropping quite a bit here in the future. So if you save and purchase in gold, get yourself off the fiat system, get yourself a gold personal standard system. Pretty convenient. The links are provided in the body of these videos. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you.